question that seemed like people were asking, is the church going to be open or closed? And I kind of, that question, I kind of smiled to myself. Praise the Lord, and say that we have a due service. Amen. We just want to stream it. We want to live stream. Amen. The people can hear the services on that way. Amen. But we're not just going to have an open service as usual. Amen. And then as I keep on thinking about the question, and it came to me, really, the church can't be really closed. The church can't be closed. The church that I'm a part of, can't be closed. Motion detectors may be turned on. And all the doors locked and secure. Oh, you may lock up the building. Matthew 16 and 18. Amen. It talks about, amen, upon this rock. He was talking to Peter. Amen. He told him, upon this rock, Peter, I'll be in my church. Ain't that right? And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Now, but God's church, amen, is not these walls.
Amen.
God's church is in the heart. Is in the heart of the believer. That's where it is. It's not in these walls here, but the church is wherever God's people are. I heard them say the other day there that one announcement said they had a restriction for 200 people in a location. Then I heard another announcement said it had been reduced to 10. Then they said, took it down to 5. The next thing I heard was any gathering was too many. On last evening, I heard them talking about a quarantine for New York, New Jersey,
Amen,
and Connecticut. Is that right?
Amen.
But I'd like to let you know that God is still on the throne, and we do things as Christians, amen, to try and get along with everybody.
Amen.
Amen. And we try not to put people in harm's way. Is that all right?
Amen.
I like what the word says here. Amen. About this thing here. I think I better give you a subject. A subject, amen, is going to come from Proverbs. Proverbs and the 3rd chapter of Proverbs. Our verses will be verse number 5 and verse number 6. Proverbs 3rd chapter, verse number 5 and verse number 6. Verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Yes.
And lean not unto thine own understanding. Verse number 6 says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Yes. We'd like to use for a subject very briefly, in In God we trust.
Amen.
In God we trust. And I thank God for that scripture on this morning, but before I get too deep in my message here, let me say something. In answer to that question, is the church open? People tell me that they're afraid I might get locked up. Amen. For even doing this broadcast with just 2 or 3 people, the cameraman and the piano player and the deacon over there. But let me say this, because I know that people perish for the lack of knowledge.
Amen. Come on, Bishop.
And I know that there is a thing in our Constitution, separation of church and state.
Amen, Bishop.
And that is the principle that government must maintain an attitude of neutrality toward religion. The First Amendment not only allows citizens the freedom to practice any religion of their choice, but it also prevents the government from officially recognizing or favoring any religion. Let me also add this Amendment 1, that First Amendment Constitution says Congress shall make no laws representing an establishment of religion. Shall I read it again? Congress shall make no laws representing an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or branding the freedom of speech, or of the present, the right of people to peaceably assemble.
Amen.
Amen.
And to petition the government for a readiness of grievances.
Amen.
It's also a part of the Bill of Rights, you see. And the Bill of Rights protects the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, and the right to petition.
Amen.
Our subject, in God we trust.
Yes.
Can I get a witness?
Amen.
That word there, that little statement there, says in God we trust. If you look on the American currency, 1956, Congress passed a law that all U.S. currency would have on it, in God we trust.
Amen.
And I like being able to trust in the God that made me. I don't know about you, but I like that.
Amen.
You take the bill, take the dollar bill, and you read, in God we trust. But then if you look over in the corner on that bill, you'll see a pyramid over in the corner.
Amen.
And when I look at that pyramid, think about those words, in God we trust. It makes me think about the Israelites on their pilgrimage. They had to put their trust in the God that made them, God that delivered them, brought them out of Egypt. They had to trust Him. For it was Him that took them across and through the Red Sea. They trusted God, and God delivered them. about you on this morning? Whom do you put your trust?
Amen.
I'm saying that in God we trust. Some folk trust in money. Some folk trust in their houses. Some folk put their trust in the land and other earthly possessions. But for me and my house, I'm going to keep on trusting in the God that made me. Can I get a witness? Or you may have to stay home on this morning and listen to this broadcast on the airwaves. But I thank God for giving man the wisdom to come up with a system that we can record and broadcast it across these airways. Can I get a witness, sir? God